Thanks for taking the time today to view this Go Global information session and to learn about the different international programs available to you. My name is Gilray, and I'm the International Programs Advisor in the UGO at Sauder. To give you a bit of background, Go Global is UBC's Exchange and International Programs Office. This presentation is Go Global's, and I've added some Sauder-specific information for you. I work closely with Go Global staff, and I'm responsible for things such as promotion, academic advising, selection, and transfer credit. Today, I'm going to tell you about some of the ways to go global and how to get the most out of your experience. To highlight the student experience, I've included some comments from the personal reports written by students who've been on exchange. The general feedback from students really is that the experience is amazing and invaluable in so many ways. Go Global has over 200 partner schools around the globe, and many of these partners are available to Sauder students. However, there are some partners that are restricted to specific students. To check whether the school you are interested in has any restrictions and to find out if it's available to you, you can check the partner page on the Go Global website. What does exchange really mean? It literally means an exchange of students. You study at another university for 1 or 2 terms, and a student from that university studies at UBC. You pay tuition to UBC for your term abroad. You earn credit towards your degree, and you continue to be eligible for things such as student loans and awards. And I'll talk a bit more about these things in a minute. Within all Go Global's partner schools, there are commerce-specific partners. We have 62 partners in 29 countries for you to choose from. Our partners are top business schools, and spaces available are only for Sauder students. Many of our partners also have UBC-wide partnerships, so students from other faculties can also go there, but the spaces available in the business school exchange are only for Sauder students. The easiest way to determine which schools we partner with is to check the list of partners on the BCom exchange website. If you do a search on the Go Global website and bring up commerce as the area of study, it will bring up all the schools that offer commerce, but it doesn't tell you which of the schools are Sauder partner schools. So again, the best way to see a list of our partners is on the BCom exchange website. So the great majority of Sauder students go to our partner schools, but there are always a number of students who choose UBC-wide partners for various reasons. If you go to a UBC-wide partner school, you may or may not have access to business courses. It depends on the restrictions at the partner school. Another advantage to going to one of our partners is we know more about the business course equivalents available there. And just a couple of things to note, we have a new partner in Budapest, and ESSEC, which is one of our partners in Paris. They have a campus in Singapore, which is open to exchanges in the spring term only. If you're interested in ESSEC Singapore, then you would apply for ESSEC when you submit your application. And you can send me an email letting me know that your intention is actually the Singapore campus. Now I'm going to do an overview of other types of Go Global programs, and I'll go back to exchange in a little bit. Summer abroad is a great option for students who don't feel they can get away for a full term. There are lots of summer programs to choose from. Summer programs are shorter, typically 2 weeks to 6 weeks. Many of them have social packages built in. Housing is usually available during summer programs, and most programs are offered in English. Many summer programs are fee-paying, which means you pay the partner fee directly versus paying UBC tuition. Depending on the cost of the program, this could mean it's less expensive than it would be to take courses at UBC or more expensive. Be sure to check the program page on the Go Global website to determine whether a program is fee-paying or if you pay your tuition to UBC. The program page also gives you the basic information about things such as program dates and the content of the program. You can also link to the partner's website where you can find much more detailed information. You need to research each program you're interested in carefully, as they will vary a great deal by cost, by dates, the number of credits taken, and the type of courses available. Global seminars, you are registered in a UBC course, but taking the course abroad. The program is led by a UBC faculty member, and it's usually a small group of students that are part of the program. It's great for experiential, hands-on learning in an international setting. As with summer abroad programs, each global seminar varies a great deal, so check the Global Seminars website for all the details. This slide is just an overview of the 4 different categories I've talked about. There's also a little bit of information about awards, but I'll talk about that in a bit more detail later. I also wanted to mention the global SCLM option during this session, as it involves 2 exchanges. Global SCLM is a specialized program between UBC Sauder, Copenhagen Business School, and Chinese University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen. A maximum of 15 students from each school spend 3 terms together, and they take specialized courses in global supply chain and logistics management. You can check the details and the information session, which you can find on the Global SCLM option website on the My BCom website. Now back to exchange and some of the things to consider when you are picking a university. On a personal note, you should think about what you're hoping to gain from the experience. Really think about what you want to see, learn, and experience. Where in the world do you want to be and why? Do you want to learn a language? Maybe you want to learn to be more independent, to experience specific things that can only be done in specific places. You might want to think about where you see yourself after graduation and how might your exchange destination help you get there. Perhaps you want to work or go to grad school in that country. Going there on exchange will give you a sense of what it will be like in future. On the employment note, exchange is a great thing to talk to potential employers about as it shows you have curiosity. You took the initiative to seek out an international experience. You have intercultural competency and can adapt in new environments. Employers are usually interested in what you've learned and gained from your experience on a personal and academic level, and exchange is an easy thing to talk about in an interview. Some of the practical considerations are the general cost of living and also what the exchange rate is, how much housing is, and whether the school even offers housing or if you have to find your own housing. Location can be a big factor. Are you looking for a campus-like experience, such as at UBC, or something different, like a city center campus? Is it close to major transportation, and how easily can you get around into other cities? What sort of resources does the school offer? What kind of career services do they have? Do they have a buddy program where you're matched up with a local student? Do they have social activities, clubs? And of course, what sorts of courses do they offer? There are lots of things to take into consideration and to think about when you are choosing your exchange destination. Now I'll go over some of the academic considerations. If you're going on exchange in year 3, you'll want to think about promotion to year 4. And you'll want to know what courses you need to take in year 3 to be promoted and whether you need to take any of them on exchange. In many cases, though, you can meet the core promotion requirements in your UBC term. Timing is key. Is term 1 or term 2 better for you? When it comes to term 1, the majority of schools have terms similar to ours, but when it comes to term 2, most schools start later and end later. So if your term doesn't end until May or June or even into July, this will affect your summer plans, especially if you are a co-op student who typically works in the summer. In most cases, term 1 exchange is better for co-op students. A full year exchange can delay graduation depending on where you go and what courses you can take. You'll want to be aware of your remaining degree requirements and how many electives you have left and what type of electives you have left. Another consideration can be to do with your option. Some option courses are only offered at UBC in one term or in the other. So in some cases, it's best to plan your exchange for the other term. Some of our partner schools are business schools. They don't have other faculties and might not offer many non-com courses. If you are saving a lot of non-com electives for exchange, you need to be sure the school you are going to offers such courses and that you have access to them. When you're on exchange at a Sauder partner school, you're on exchange with the business school. And some schools have restrictions in that you have to take a certain number of courses within the business school. To see if there are such restrictions, you can check the Go Global partner page. Many of our partner schools have equivalent com courses, and some don't have many, in which case you would take electives. If you were looking to cover off a lot of specific com requirements, then you need to choose a school that has a lot of equivalents to choose from. To make things as easy and stress-free on exchange as possible, save as many electives as you can. The ultimate flexibility would be to save those electives that can be commerce electives or non-commerce electives. Transfer credit is assigned for all academic courses taken and can be given in a couple of different ways. So you could earn direct credit, such as in the COM 491 example, or you could earn unassigned credit, such as Psych Second. Unassigned credit, such as Psych Second, is used when a course isn't equivalent to anything offered at UBC, but it's deemed to be a psych course and at the year 2 level. And Psych Second would apply to non-com elective requirements in the same way as a direct equivalent course would apply. Taking academic and appropriate courses means that credit won't be granted if you take, for example, a badminton course, as UBC wouldn't deem such a course to be academic in content. And don't take courses such as Intro to Marketing or Intro to Financial Accounting, which are courses you have already taken. So if you use your common sense and you take appropriate courses, you will earn credit. When on exchange, you're expected to take a full-time course load and you're assessed 15 credits of tuition that is paid to UBC. If you choose to take less credits or don't need 15 credits, you are still assessed 15 credits of tuition. So if you want to get your tuition worth of credit, then you would take the equivalent of 15 credits on exchange. The credit value of courses elsewhere can be different. You might take anywhere between 3 to 8 courses on exchange to actually earn 15 credits. It just depends on the credit system at the exchange goal. To find out more about equivalent COM courses, you can check the Commerce Equivalency Chart on the My BCom Exchange website. For other equivalents, you can check the Go Global Partner page. But it's important to always check the partner university's website directly for a schedule of courses currently being offered. All you can do now is check to see what's current and assume it will be similar when you are actually there. Grades obtained on exchange are not listed on your UBC transcript. Your UBC transcript indicates where you were on exchange, when you were on exchange, and the total number of credits you earned. However, grades obtained on exchange do count. They're used to determine whether you meet the GPA to pass the year and to continue in the BCom, for Dean's Honor Roll eligibility, for award eligibility, and for degree standing at graduation. Your degree standing is based on all upper level COM grades, including any taken on exchange. And another thing to note, if you're applying to grad school in future, you'll be asked to submit transcripts from all schools attended, including exchange, and the grad school will determine what your various grades mean to them. In terms of eligibility, there are 3 components to consider. There's the general eligibility, the partner eligibility, and there might be faculty requirements as well. So in terms of the basic eligibility, you need a 70% average in your most recent full-time semester at the time of application. This means 70% in the current term. Full-time means 9 credits per term, and good standing means that you're not on any sort of academic or non-academic discipline. You also have to have attended at least 1 year of studies at UBC prior to departure. Sauder students must complete year 2 prior to going on exchange, which means the earliest you can go is the summer after year 2. As mentioned, UBC's minimum requirement is 70, but some schools may have a higher GPA requirement. You might need 75% this term, or you might need to meet a cumulative GPA. If the school you want to go to has a different GPA requirement, it will be noted on the Go Global Partner page. The last requirement is to return to UBC for 1 term after your exchange. One reason for this is if something doesn't go as planned on exchange, you have 1 more term to sort it out and to meet degree requirements. There are exceptions to the rule, though. As long as you save a minimum 9 credits of electives for your exchange, you can receive permission to go on a final semester exchange. You need to save electives rather than required COM courses to give you flexibility, because being able to take courses or particular courses on exchange is not guaranteed. So you don't want to save required COM courses for a final semester, as it's too risky. Another thing to note is if you go on exchange in term 2, you will not graduate in May, as your exchange won't be done in time. You'll finish degree requirements when your exchange ends, but you will officially graduate in November. Most students receive $1,000 for their exchange. The Go Global Award requires a minimum 70% on your best 18 credits in the winter session before exchange. The Go Global Scholarship is competitive and requires a minimum 75% on your best 24 credits. And the Go Global Scholarship tends to be around $1,500 versus the Go Global Award, which is $1,000. And both of these awards you're considered for automatically, so there's no application process involved. While on exchange, you are registered at UBC and you remain eligible for awards and financial assistance. And these are some of the other awards available to students, and you'll find more details about them on the Go Global website. You won't find the last two on the Go Global website as they're only available to Sauder students. But basically, if you go to our partner in Norway or in Osaka, you will receive these awards. Okay, so now on to application and selection. In the online application, you will be asked to choose 3 partner schools, so your first, second, and third choice schools, and to indicate the term or terms you want to go. One thing to note about full year is that 2 terms means 2 exchange spaces are used up, so if the school is a competitive one, only 1 term will be available. If you apply for full year and it's competitive, I will talk to you about the options available to you. There's also the possibility of doing 1 term at one school and another term at a different school. So if that's something you're interested in, you can chat with me about that. There is a short essay question asking about your motivation to go on exchange. And don't feel you need to come up with a new essay for each school. It's understood the essays can be similar. The study plan is a list of courses you think you might take on exchange. And it means you need to research the transfer credit information and the partner school website to know your degree requirements and to come up with a list of courses you might take. It doesn't mean you will take these courses. Everything could change by the time you are actually on exchange. Right now, you don't know where you are going, what courses will be offered, or what you will end up actually taking. It's just your best plan at this early stage. There is also a $415 application fee that covers the administrative costs of exchange. There is a Go Global fee adjustment policy you can check on the Go Global website in case you want to withdraw your application. So selection for UBC-wide partners is done at Go Global, and you may be in a competitive pool with any other UBC student who applies to go there. Selection for Sauder partners is done by the UGO. If it's a competitive school, meaning we receive more applications than we have space, there will be a grades cut. After the grades cut, selection will be based on your application. If you aren't selected for your first choice school, you'll go into your second choice school pool, and you will have the same shot at a space at that school as anyone else in that pool. If there's enough space at your first choice school for everyone who applies, and you meet the minimum eligibility requirements, you will be selected for that school. Most students get their first choice, but there definitely are some typically competitive schools. Here are the deadlines. Be sure to apply at the December deadline, regardless of whether it's a term 1 or a term 2 exchange. If you wait until the May deadline, not all schools will be available, as they will have filled up at the December deadline. For all other programs that you might be interested in, be sure to check the deadline on the relevant web page. The next step is really to do a lot of research. You can book an appointment to meet with me for program and exchange planning. We can do a credit check, see where you are at in your degree, determine what you might take on exchange, and what that means you'll need to do when you come back from exchange. Go Global is located in the Life Building, and under normal circumstances, you could go there to see them. But they're doing group advising sessions each Wednesday at 12 o'clock, and they'll cover the basics of Go Global and the application. You can take a look at their website for details. Keep in mind, most academic questions need to be directed to your faculty, and Go Global can't necessarily advise you on the academics of your program. And you can also check out the How to Apply section on the Go Global website. Here are the contact details. As the slide says, you can book an advising appointment with me via the UGO virtual lobby. You can also email me if you have general questions that are easily answered over email, but virtual advising sessions can be most effective and informative. Once again, thanks for your time. I look forward to meeting with you and helping you through your journey abroad.